when these teams hit pit road.
No doubt about it, Kyle. We're getting ready to go green flag racing. Going to be a great race here. Boy, what a great night of racing at Stafford. And we're going to bring all the action from pit road.
Ladies and gentlemen, as the field is about ready to head, get up out of your seats, give them a wave, and give them a send-off. They are about to go green off turn number 4. The Twisted Tea Open Modified is green and racing here at Stafford.
Mike Christopher Jr., Ryan Preece, front row, side by side to turn number 2. Preece in the outside lane. He'll get the advantage as they hit the back straightaway for the first time. Matt Buckler, it is Ryan Preece at the front of the field.
And just like in the SK race, the outside groove was very friendly, and this time it helped out Ryan Preece.
There's no question about it. Preece is in command, but all of a sudden Michael Christopher is there. Who's the movers and shakers now? Down the back straightaway, Michael Jervis moves to the front of the field. Here comes Chase Dowling in the S&S paving machine, working his magic to the outside lane. Anthony Nocella is glued to his back bumper as well.
Anthony Flannery goes to the bottom of the racetrack in a bid for position number 3 as they really begin to shuffle things up. Anthony Nocella in car number 92, Chase Dowling in car number 9, and that black and green number 33 of Michael Jervis in 3rd, all of which are chasing down the top 2 of Ryan Preece and Michael Christopher Jr.
Michael Christopher just clicked off the quickest lap of the first 3. Meanwhile, as he reels in, smooches to the back bumper of Preece. Meanwhile, Jervis is there. There is Dowling, and right behind Dowling is the number 25 machine. Surprised to some, but Anthony Flannery has a racing race car here tonight. Here comes Dowling, making a bid to the bottom. We've got a caution. Melee in turns 1 and 2.
A couple of cars stacked up over in turn number 2.
Brett Gagne in the number 87 car. And it looks like maybe the 75 of Pastriak, the blue car, to the top side of the racetrack. And there were 2 more cars that are involved in that jingle. Brett Gagne got off to a tough start in the first outing here at Stafford. And him and his guys, and there is another car that's come to a screeching halt there, Matt. And we're not quite sure from our vantage point.
Not sure if that's, we'll check timing and scoring. The 81 potentially. Matt Buckler, do you have a better view?
Yeah.
Yes.
That is the 81 car.
A heartbreaker. Todd Owens had no luck at all.
Boy, he has had tough luck early tonight in the SK race, and he hasn't gotten rid of it. So he is stranded. One driver I was impressed with during that green flag run was Steven Kopchik. Most of the guys were doing well on the outside. Kopchik seems to have that car set up to run the inside groove.
Well, Kopchik started the event in the 5th position, and you're right. Remember, interestingly enough, Kopchik is involved with Ryan Preece. Actually, when he leaves Stafford Speedway here tonight, he will be heading to Oswego tomorrow to be the crew chief for Ryan Preece in that particular event on the NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour. So down on pit road, we've got Williams in. As we go down there, John Gates, what can you tell us from your advantage, please?
Yeah, they're working on Ronnie Williams. He's on the north side of the pit area. That number 50 car in the pits. But I can tell you that the 81 machine has a left front flat tire out there. That is, of course, the Todd Owen car. Looks like pretty bad damage also for the 87 of Brett Gagne. Left rear tire is just about off of the rim on that car. Window net down, driver getting out, and that is Andrew Moeller in the 35. So, unfortunately, his night ending early.
Yeah, heartbreaker for Andrew Moeller, who was very strong in practice. He was among the quickest cars in practice as well. We're going to take a look at it on Flow Racing. Coming down into turn number 1.
And Cipriano, I think, getting sideways the first car, then they stacked up behind the 25.
And everybody scrambled, and unfortunately, the track appeared to be blocked just a bit. Now down on pit road, the 46 is also in. Now remember, if you're used to seeing the NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour, you know that they count cautions. In this type of an event, this is green flag laps, 80 laps of racing. We do not count cautions. So there is a little bit of a different twist and plot change there as well. And then the Todd Owen race car, Wicked Power Sports, Bob Charland from Stafford Springs, Connecticut, is the sponsor of that race car. And one of the sponsors with S&S Paving, Kevin Sarchuk, is joining us here tonight who is the owner of the dirt car that Chase Dowling competes on the dirt circuit with as well, and has been with him since he was 5 years of age. And TAS Country Homes, Tom Sylvester, a former champion here at Stafford in the All-American Sportsman Division. And then the Charland Wicked Motorsports Group. Down on pit road, David Etheridge is there. Let's go to Matt Buckler. You're into pit road. It's pretty busy, Matt.
And it is Ben Gagne. They have the rear of that car hoisted up. And not a sense of urgency on the 87 car. So it could be a long night for him. And Ronnie Williams' car, his crew says that there was nothing wrong with the car. They just wanted to check it out. So obviously it passed the inspection because it's back out. Dana DiMatteo in car number 76, they are working on the front of that car.
Max Zackham is heading back out with the number 18 car. The 75 of Pastriak is down in pit road. And David Etheridge with a car that is, well, synonymous in its appearance to the legendary Wade Coles race cars, who passed away very sadly in the offseason as well from a year ago. So it is a car that resembles the number 33. And now the Pastriak car is heading back out. And it appears that the number 50 is still setting on pit road down there as well. Who clicked off the quickest lap? Well, it was Michael Christopher with a very impressive time with 4 laps into the record books of this 80-lap event. And that was a time of 19.040. Then Michael Jervis was second fastest with a 136. And Dowling was third fastest with a 142.
Dana DiMatteo leaving pit road, car number 76, the Farmington, Connecticut driver. As we get a look on our Flow Racing feed of the Andrew Moeller car going off on the double hook, car number 35.
This kid is an extremely talented driver. He's adjusted very well to running the late models here at Stafford as well, driving for the Rob Russell race team. And heartbreaker here because that kid was among the quickest cars in practice, among the top 3 in our first and second round of practice here today. Michael Christopher set atop the charts in the second round of 2 practices with the 7 New York machine, and Chase Dowling set on top of the board in the first round of practice with the number 9 car, and those times were pretty close, as now the fields are being told to cross over. And Tommy Baldwin Jr. is a race car. Moves to the outside of Ryan Priest in the Eddie Partridge race car. Eddie, the owner of Riverhead Raceway.
Priest selecting the outside lane. It looks like he had a great start there 4 laps ago, and will restart there in a half lap from now with Mike Christopher Jr. to the inside.
Let's see what's going to happen. Who's going to have the giddy up? Pace car dives to the center of the infield. Wheel and lights are off. Here they come off turn number 4. Looking for the green. Green is out. Priest with the advantage. Michael Christopher guards the inside lane. Chase Dowling up on the outside. Dowling moves into second. Right behind Ryan Priest. Gives him a smooch to the back bumper. They're doubled up, Kyle, further on back.
From about 4th on back, as they come back down to the line, Jervis and Nocella, the first side-by-side battle for position number 4, just behind Michael Christopher Jr., who runs in 3rd.
Looking racy, but here comes Marcello Rafano. Remember, he's been to victory lane in one of these events.
As they race back to turn number 1, Ryan Priest has led all 6 laps thus far. Here comes Chase Dowling up to 2nd. Christopher in 3rd, Nocella in 4th, Marcello Rafano, as you mentioned, Ben, a former winner in one of these events.
Yes,
back
he's
in
doing good.
July of last year, running in the 5th spot, challenging Nocella for 4th.
Meanwhile, look a little further back. Tommy Barrett, you would know that this is his first outing ever in this race car. He's looking good, and now Stephen Kopsick has broken away. But the big gun now becomes Marcello Rafano with car number 48. He steps on the gas, moves underneath. Nacella can't quite do it, but he's got a racy race car. Now look a little further back at the time as he goes around Steven Kopsick, who's now in the 9th spot.
Eric Goodale in that pack of traffic as well. Car number 58 to the outside. Further up, here's a challenge for second. Christopher to the inside of Dowling will take that spot away. Move Michael Christopher Jr. into the runner-up spot. About 3 car lengths behind race leader Ryan Preece, who has led all 12 laps thus far. Then it's Christopher, Dowling, Rafrano, Nocella, the top 5.
And that's currently how they run. Then directly behind Nacella, that's where things are starting to get, well, rather complicated, because Michael Jervis is there, Tommy Barrett, Woody Pitkat, Steven Kopsick, and Eric Goodale. Never count out Eric Goodale. He is definitely considered a closer.
And they come back off turn 4 to complete another lap. 14 complete. Eric Goodale, as you mentioned a moment ago, running well right now, just into the top 10, running in position number 10. Maybe saving those tires for later in the race. You only have 2 to change during the course of this 80-lap event, so pit strategy, tire strategy, going to come into play here if we get some late caution flags, and maybe Eric trying to put himself in good position later in the event, just in front of Matt Galco in car number 3 as they make their way up the backstretch.
Well, Matt Buckler's been down there for bottom shot Matt in turn number 3, and Matt, pick up the field as they head off turn number 2 as they head down towards you.
Working their way through turn number 3 come the race leaders, and everybody getting into single file except for Eric Goodale. Further back, the only car stepping out of line to the bottom, Steven Kopsick in the outside lane in car number 179. Matt Buckler, they're racing toward you.
As let's see what Christopher can do as that lead is shrinking for Preece. Marcello Rafrano has not won since he captured an open race last year, and that thing is weighing heavily on him. He wants to redeem himself in this race, and he's doing a good job right now in the top 4.
Perhaps the best battle on the racetrack is between Woody Pitkat, the number 3 of Matty Galco, Steven Kopsick, and the Flannery, as they continue to run nose to tail in a battle that is for the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th position currently. Back up front, 19 laps and counting. Ryan Preece has led all 19. Michael Christopher in second, and Chase Dowling setting in the 3rd spot.
That's the way they run a quarter into this race as they make their way off of turn 2. The lead has stabilized now to about 3 car lengths between Ryan Preece and Mike Christopher Jr. Further back, Eric Goodale trying to make some headway through the top 10, picking them off one at a time, and now looking to pick off another spot with Woody Pitkat just in front of him. But he's also playing defense. Matt Galco just behind him in car number 3. Back off turn 4 they come. 22 laps and counting. Preece leads. Christopher Jr. in second. No one stepping out of line right now. Kopsick has fallen in the line just in front of Anthony Flannery inside of the top 10.
And now Flannery is also showing that he is not done yet. We said before he qualified exceptionally well, as now we look back at that location on the racetrack, and now Kopsick has settled back in. The margin up front, it's about 4/10 as Ryan Preece is the leader, Christopher still in second, and then it's Dowling in 3rd, and then in the 4th position is Marcello Rafrano, and now all of a sudden moving in and moving forward, we should mention, is another competitor that's closing up the gap rather quickly, and that seems to be that battle between Tommy Barrett with that number 4 car.
That's a good run for Barrett, looking to the inside of Jervis. A couple of black and green machines going side by side just in front of Woody Pitkat as they come off turn 2. Eric Goodale in that pack in car number 58, and the 3
there
of
comes
Galco.
Woody right there with that pack of cars as they come off the turn. And Woody Pitkat continues to march to the front of this field. Pitkat, considered the Sultan of Stafford, and it's obvious to see why.
Jervis, meanwhile, going the wrong way. Will lose another spot to Eric Goodale. Goes to the bottom of the track.
He started so strong early in this event, too, Kyle.
Yep. Then Jervis next in line, just in front of Galco in car number 3, who has been a part of this battle for the last 7 or 8 laps. Unable to make a move, though, on any of those cars in front of him. Again, a driver just kind of making laps right now, mid-pack, as we have a battle for the lead beginning to tighten up. In turn 2, Christopher has reeled in Priest.
Certainly has, and Michael Christopher, he said from the minute that he sat in that car in the practice session today, he was confident that he had a car that could win. And he is showing that muscle. Ryan Priest and his dad worked feverishly all afternoon to get that car dialed in for the action. And now the margin between second and third is starting to go away. And among the big movers and shakers is the number 58 of Eric Goodale. It started in the 17th position, and Kyle, it's all the way up to the top 7.
Slowly but surely clicking them off is Eric Goodale, and still a long way to go. Just 30 laps complete, 50 to run in this Twisted T Open 80 as they come off turn 4. Another lap down, 31, all led by Ryan Priest. Christopher posing a challenge every now and again, but for now, stays within about 3 car lengths. Chase Dowling in third in car number 9, also running by himself on the racetrack, and then Marcello Refrano fourth. Anthony Nocella rounds out the top 5.
And that's currently how the top 5 is. Then it's Tommy Barrett, Woody Pitkat, Eric Goodale up to the 8th spot. Michael Jervis setting in the 9th position as well. 32 laps now shine up on the board, and soon the leaders will come up on lap traffic. And that could change the entire complexion of this event. Look a little further back, and Matty Galco is in a good battle with Michael Jervis again. Then Stephen Kopsik is right there with the number 179 car. And with Kopsik, it looks like the 50 of Williams now makes a bid for it. Bottom shot, turn 3, Matt, right where you are.
Goodale had a look to the inside, but had to fall back in the line on Woody Pitkat, looking to pick up another spot and advance that 58 car further up in the rundown. Right now, just outside of the top 5. In fact, Goodale running in 7th. Pitkat in that 7th spot, meanwhile, Goodale in 8th, as they continue to battle for position going into turn number 1. And Goodale peeking to the inside, but can't make it stick on the bottom. Pitkat will hang on to that spot for now.
35 and counting. Remember, it is Ryan Priest, the dominant car up front. Last circuit by 19.133 to Christopher's 19.191. 4 point off as they head down the back straightaway. Now Woody Pitkat pulls off a aggressive move into turn number 3. Back off turn number 4 to the stripe, but it is Goodale who shakes him off and picks up the spot.
Picks up another spot for Eric Goodale as we get a look at Ryan Priest coming off of turn number 4, and now he's beginning to tiptoe away from Mike Christopher Jr. in that 2nd spot. Call it 6 or 7 car lengths between the top 2. Lap traffic ahead for the race leader, including Dave Etheridge, one of 3 lap cars just in front of Ryan Priest as they come off of turn number 4 to complete lap number 39. We are 1 lap shy of the halfway mark here in the Twisted T Open 80.
Well, as they come up on the halfway marker and 1 lap shy, here comes Ryan Priest going to the outside of traffic. That's Max Zacham's car he comes up on. And the next car in front of him is the 8 of Earl Paulus, standout on the ROC circuit. And then in front of that car will be the 34 of David Etheridge. So traffic and cars going down a lap under green as we just passed the halfway. Meanwhile, here comes Michael Christopher around the lap traffic, and Paulus and Max Zacham. Zacham trying to pick up a spot on Earl Paulus.
Got tight over there off of
yes,
turn
it
2.
Did.
Paulus making his second trip here to the Stafford Motor Speedway. Zackham to go a lap down as well. Priest will thread the needle there for a moment, but lose ground to the race leader, or Priest and Christopher, that is, in the second spot, having to thread the needle. And then it's going to be Chase Dowling in third. Priest continues to lead comfortably in lap traffic, 43 laps complete. This one clicking off in a hurry.
It certainly is, as the 43rd circuit clicks off. Meanwhile, he's still in traffic. Michael Christopher trying to move in on the next lapped automobile, which is David Etheridge, and this is all working to the advantage of Ryan Priest, as he has led for 44 circuits of the Twisted Tea Open Modified 80. And now all of a sudden, it appears that Chase Dowling is starting to close up that gap ever so slightly on Michael Christopher, and Marcello Ruffano is also moving to the front of the class.
Could be a really good three-way battle for the second spot here in the next lap or so. You mentioned Dowling is closing in. There's Christopher trying to move around the Etheridge lap car, and it allows Dowling to look to the bottom in car number 9. Ruffano just a couple of car lengths back in fourth. Etheridge will position his car to the bottom of the racetrack, but then drift up just a bit.
Yes, he does. And while that's happening, Michael Christopher squeaks on by. Here comes Dowling now trying to make the same move, but that margin that he had closed up is starting to open back up. And Marcello Ruffano is getting just as quick. We'll take a look at the times in just a moment, but Priest is coming up on the Chris Pastriak machine. And once Michael Christopher gets into the clean air, he pulls away from the Dowling car by about 3 car lengths.
With more lap traffic ahead for this battle from second on back, there are now 3 lap cars between Ryan Priest, the race leader, and Michael Christopher Jr. in the second spot. Pastriak being one of them. Gallup, it looks like one of those cars to the bottom. And unfortunately for Michael, those lap cars racing for position, and they're side by side. He'll have nowhere to go here if they stay in that formation, as Priest is already in turn number 3.
It sure does. Now it's the 46 of Lutz off the pace. And now all of a sudden, it appears that Jeff Gallup has went back around Pastriak. And a few laps ago, the margin between Michael Christopher, Chase Dowling, and Marcello Ruffano had expanded. But when they come closer to a lapped automobile, everything seems to change. Hot spot on the racetrack is for second. Pastriak literally guards the inside, lets Christopher and Dowling by, and now Marcello Ruffano.
Keeping an eye on the battle for second on our Flow Racing feed. Also want to keep an eye on Ronnie Williams. Remember, he was on pit road not that long ago, and he has since made his way back up to the 9th spot, moving around Woody Pitcat a moment ago as we go down there now.
We head back down to Matt Buckler. Matt? 52 circuits now up on the board. Leader is still Ryan Priest. And now Marcello Ruffano is moving in, getting closer, as Michael Christopher strings it out in second, but Priest is gone. Up in front, 54 of the 80 of the Twisted Tea Open Modified event is now in the record books.
3.1 seconds between the top 2. Ryan Priest, the leader. Michael Christopher Jr. in second. That's about the length of the back straightaway.
Yes, it is.
And still about 2 lap cars now between Priest and Christopher. And that 500 feet or so, 600 feet, call it, between the top 2. Dowling is settled in the line in third, not able to apply pressure. And then Ruffano is in fourth.
And Marcello Ruffano is closing in on Dowling for that bid for the 3rd position. As you look at the times, the Dowling car is starting to back up just a bit, but the Marcello Ruffano car is picking up in timing and scoring. And currently, it's still a good battle for the third and the fourth position. Now look a little further back. Tommy Barrett's up to seventh. Galco is in eighth. Ronnie Williams is into the ninth spot. 57 clicks off on the board.
Yeah, unfortunately, that battle for ninth, it's a good one, but it's also a half lap behind Ryan Priest, the race leader.
Just goes around to the inside of Tommy Barrett, and Matty Galco picks up that spot, and Ronnie Williams. And I believe that's for the 7th, 8th, and 9th position.
Priest down to the line, moving around Owen with 21 laps to go. We'll see if this pit strategy even has the opportunity to play out as we stay under a green flag, a long green flag run here. Priest's lead over 3 seconds, a couple of laps to go, and we're going to check timing and scoring this time. It has grown to 3.5 seconds between Priest and Christopher, Dowling, Rafano, and Nocella. The top 5 as they negotiate some more slower traffic. Good battle there in turn 3, Ben.
And it is Marcello Rafano who goes around Dowling almost like he stopped on the racetrack. Marcello Rafano is up to the 3rd position. Dowling drops back to 4th. And Anthony Nocella has emerged among the top 5. 61 laps now complete. Max Zackham is down on pit road.
19 laps to go, and Ryan Priest has led them all. Couple of lap cars behind Priest racing on your screen for positions outside of the top 10.
Keep your eyes on Marcello Rafano now as he is closing in on Michael Christopher, and he literally closed the gap by 4 car lengths. And once he got to Michael Christopher, he goes by him. And now Marcello Rafano is into the 2nd spot.
Rafano has come to life here, but is it too late for that young driver who slides up the racetrack a bit off of turn number 4? Christopher had a look back to the inside, but couldn't make the return pass for that 2nd spot. Trouble turn 2, 1 car goes around. It's the 179 of Steven Kopsick. Caution is out.
So Steven Kopsick spins underneath the Jegs billboard in turn number 2. And that will bring out the first caution as the scoreboard, they're readjusting and timing and scoring. And this is where it's going to get interesting, because who is going to come into pit road? Because 63 is the magic number on the board, 80 circuits. That means 17 circuits remaining in this event. Will anyone decide to pit, and will anyone think they can get back to the front of this field in 17 circuits?
John,
well, the answer is about to be told.
Yep. Pit road, it looks like, remains closed, although there will be some takers. John Gates, pit crew's ready. Do we expect any of the leaders, like a Ryan Priest or Mike Christopher Jr. or Marcello Rafano, to hit the pit lane?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. We got a lot of pit signs out, and a lot of guys getting tools out of toolboxes, tires getting ready to be changed. Definitely it looks like the Barrett number 4 car is coming in. Already in is the Missouri number 45 machine. They're looking at right sides on that car. And just a side note, the 46 of Craig Lutz, that car just plain broke. He pulled off several laps ago.
Well, there is the green flag on pit road, and Ryan Priest leads the parade of cars. John Gates, Matt Buckler, here they come, headed towards you.
John Gates, they're down there. All the race leaders, it looks like, on pit road.
Yeah, Marcello Rafano, the number 9 machine of that Chase Dowling car, the S&S Asphalt Paving, looks like right sides on that. Everybody looks to be going to right sides. The number 6 car, Woody Pitcat, is in pit side right now. The 33 as well. They are doing right side tires on all these cars. It looks like 2 tires is the choice, and we'll have to see who gets out of pit lane first.
Well, the cars head back out onto the racetrack, and it is going to be, perhaps, you know, there's an old saying, Kyle, you can gain more positions on pit road than you can under green. So let's see what's going to happen here. Let's go to Matt Buckler. Matt, you're into pit road. What have you got?
And Dana DiMatteo comes out, and he will be followed by Woody Pitcat in the 1. On this end of pit road, there was really no issues. Now, Todd Owen, he sat back here for a long time. He had a carburetor issue, so it cost him some time in the pits, but that car looks pretty quick on the track, so whatever adjustment the Wicked Motorsports team made, it seemed to have clicked.
So, Matt Buckler, we look at the field, and you called it earlier when we said that the number 50 of Ronnie Williams started 15th on the grid, and that Ronnie was marching to the front of the field, but he was being very cautious. And so this is where the game plan and the play comes in. Remember, they had 2 tires. Now, they could swap front to rear, rear to front, if they chose to do so. But on the restart, we're going to see what Ronnie Williams is going to choose, the outside or the inside. Then the S&S Paving, TAS Country Homes, number 9 car will be there as well.
Ryan Priest back on pit lane.
Oh, this is a surprise.
Yeah,
John?
Kyle, they had a problem with a stripped lug nut on that first stop.
Oh,
Only
boy.
got 1 tire on. So Priest coming back into the pit area, and he is not happy. The CBYD 811 machine getting rejacked. It looks like they got to put another tire on the backside of that machine.
Working on the right rear of car number 6, the leader of this race for the first 63 laps on pit road. He was walking away with this race, had more than a straightaway lead over that battle for second with Marcello Rafrano and Mike Christopher Jr. And now Priest will restart toward the back as the field gets the 1-to-go signal with just 17 laps to go.
And keep your eyes on that second row with Marcello Rafrano along with Matty Galco. Matty Galco has been coming to the front of the field. Chase Dowling to the outside of Ronnie Williams. If you've been here at Stafford this year, those 2 competitors have had a rival. Go ahead, Matt.
Adam Scavera is here, the crew chief of Ronnie Williams. What is the strategy?
Right here, all's out now. The boys on pit road did their job. Now it's all up to Ronnie.
So you are here for the long run now?
Absolutely.
That's the story from pit road.
Here they come off turn number 4. Picture perfect start. The top 4 cars. Williams, slight advantage. Here comes Dowling on the outside. Steps on the gas, going, gone. Meanwhile, Matty Galco, car number 3, making some noise. Joey Cipriano is back in the hunt as Dowling leads lap number 64.
That means there's just 16 laps to go. Dowling leads, Williams in second, side by side for third on back. Also keeping an eye on Ryan Priest, running outside of the top 10, trying to knife his way through the field. He's in 13th as we got 1 car slow off turn 4.
That was Joey Cipriano's number 25 car. That car developed what Matt would call a caffeine twitch. Meanwhile, here coming to the front, Woody Pitcat is broken away, and he is now among the top 6 cars. Here comes Priest, and he's running the bottom of this racetrack like a bulldozer through a field of construction.
Right to the bottom of the speedway for car number 6, Ryan Priest. He and Mike Christopher Jr., remember, they were 1-2 on the racetrack for the longest time in this race. Now having to make their way back up through the field to the outside of Joey Cipriano. Also the Tommy Barrett Jr. car, part of that battle as well. But unfortunately, it's well behind Chase Dowling, who, like Priest earlier, starting to tiptoe away with 12 laps to go this time by.
12 circuits remaining. Last time by, Dowling turned to 9:09 in the 18s. So Dowling out in front. The S&S Paving machine is the leader. Meanwhile, look a little further back, Tommy Barrett. And there is Michael Christopher. And there is Ryan Priest. Priest on that bottom lane, Kyle. And Michael Christopher, he moves down underneath Michael Christopher.
Christopher to the outside, Priest to the bottom. Barrett is there. He's working over a car himself. That's Goodale that leads that pack of traffic. From 6th on back, the top 5 have broken away. Chase Dowling all by himself. Ronnie Williams, Galco trouble,
Yellow, caution. We got a
76
caution.
of Di Matteo.
Di Matteo, and there is a second car involved sideways on the racetrack. So Di Matteo underneath the progressive sign, and the other car that is on the inside of the bottom of the racetrack is the 33 of Michael Jervis.
Jervis pulls away, car number 33. Minimal damage. It looked like there might be some left side damage. Di Matteo not as fortunate in car number 76. Track safety team quickly to that driver. A lot of right side damage, right front buried in the guardrail, so they'll pull the window net down and Di Matteo will climb
There's
out.
the 33 car, which was the other car that was involved in that mix-up. Let's go back down to John Gates. John, you got any more information for us, please?
Well, the only thing we got was the stripped lug nut on the Ryan Preece number 6 car, but I'll tell you what, he is flying through this pack here. Keep an eye on the 6, the 7X. Both those cars are just absolutely high-low. It is exciting to watch.
Two drivers that really wanted this caution, Ben, with 11 laps to go. They got a few green flag laps, picked off a bunch of spots, but they kind of stabilized mid-pack. So with 11 laps to go, we'll see if Preece or Christopher can make their way back to the front of the field. Currently, Preece is 8th. Mike Christopher Jr. is 9th.
And that's pretty much the way they've been coming to the front of this field. And Joey Cipriano headed down on pit road. Let's go to Matt Buckler and check out where things are happening there. Matt?
Joey Cipriano is off pit road. It was a very quick pit stop as they looked at the right side of the car and sent him back out there. So not much damage, it appears, to the 25 of Cipriano.
So now we're taking a look at the first 63 laps. The leader, as we know, was car number 6, which, of course, was Ryan Preece. Then on lap number 64, Chase Dowling took over the lead. There's been only 2 leaders so far. 3 cautions of the event. This last caution for Di Matteo and the Jervis machine were the cars that brought it out for a spin and a solid hit to the outside retaining wall there as well. So, car number 34, David Etheridge heading back out. Chris Pastriak has had a roller coaster night with the number 75 car, and Max Zackham, same can be pretty much said about that situation there as well. Matt Buckler, any thoughts before we go back to green?
Check in with Matt in a moment. Talking with some of the crew chiefs down there, I'm sure, on pit road as the 76, Dana Di Matteo, goes off on the double hook. He'll head to the infield for the remainder of this event. Day one of a big weekend here at the Stafford Motor Speedway that will feature the Camping World SRX Series, the debut of the SRX cars. Tomorrow, the first of 6 consecutive Saturday nights that they will be in competition. I'm not sure if you're a gamer, Ben Dodge, but the SRX video game came out
It did.
about a week and a half or so ago, and you can race Stafford Motor Speedway on your PlayStation or Xbox. Pretty cool game that they were able to put together just in time for the launch of the series here at Stafford. So pretty cool to race Stafford Speedway on the video game side of things, on a PS console or an Xbox console. All the drivers in the series are in the game, including Doug Coby, Stafford's own. They'll be in action tomorrow evening here. Tickets are sold out. We hope you are able to get yours before they sold out pretty quick, back about 3 weeks ago.
You know, we're looking at our timing and scoring. Chase Dowling is the leader, and we said Ronnie Williams is in second. Matty Galco is in third. He'll be doubled up in that second row with Marcello Rafano. But the fourth row, I think, is the row where it's going to get interesting, because that row is between Anthony Nacella, Eric Goodale, Tommy Barrett, Ryan Preece, and then Christopher will follow there. Now, again, we know the story. Leader has the option of where he chooses to start, outside or inside. And apparently, Chase Dowling has chosen the outside.
That's been the line to be in on the starts and restarts. Priest proved that earlier in this race.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Let's see if Dowling has the same fortune in the outside lane this time with Ronnie Williams to his inside. Then it's Galco and Rafano in row 2. We're set for the restart with 11 laps to go here in the Twisted Tea Open 80.
Here they come off turn number 4. Much different start this time. And Williams takes it in at a ton. Dowling gets back into the lead. And look at Matty Galco and Marcello Rafano. Great run for this youngster. Looking high, wide, and handsome. But the point of the arrow is Chase Dowling at the front of this field. Meanwhile, as Williams tries to hold off the opposition, look where Ryan Priest is.
Position number 6, looking for 5th. Off of turn number 4 for Ryan Priest. Anthony Nocella just in front. Just moved around Eric Goodale to take that 6th spot, did Priest. And now to the inside of Nocella for position number 5. Just in front of them, Galco and Rafano in a good battle as Jervis is off the pace. Left front tire down on car number 33. Let's see if he'll make it back to the pit lane.
It looks like he's making every effort. 72 laps now up on the board as car number 33 makes it back to pit road. Meanwhile, totally different line for Ryan Priest. He's running the inside of the racetrack, and that seems to be working because as these competitors don't guard the bottom, he's got a car with plenty of horsepower, and it seems to be sticking, and that horsepower has moved him into the 4th spot.
Moving around, Galco, car number 3 off of turn number 2. Keeping an eye on Ryan Priest, just cut his way through the field. Does he have enough time? 6 laps to go and about 0.8 of a second between the top 4.
This time when they come back to the stripe, the high 5 will be given. Here comes Priest, trying again to get down low, and Priest has now moved on to the podium. Marcello Rafano isn't about to give up, and now Ronnie Williams has Ryan Priest, the tail that wags the dog there.
Priest in 3rd, Ronnie Williams in that 2nd spot. In jeopardy of losing it, Ryan Priest closing in like a fast-moving freight in position number 3. Further back, here's Christopher and Pitcat side by side for about the 8th spot on the racetrack. Mike Christopher Jr. will take that spot, battle for 2nd in turn 4.
Priest just put that car into a 4-wheel drift, and he gathered it back as Williams continues to hold on to the spot. Down the back straightaway. Here comes Priest to try it again. Williams, you leave the door open, now he shuts it as the lapped automobile, then the door opens. 2 laps to go.
Chase Dowling leads the way into turn number 2. Battle for 2nd, well behind him. Ryan Priest to the inside. Ronnie Williams topside as Dowling will receive the white flag. This time by 1 lap to go in the Twisted Tea Open 80.
Chase Dowling in the S&S Paving TAS Country Homes machine. Heads down the back straightaway deep into turn number 3. Ladies and gentlemen, off turn number 4, Chase Dowling back in winning form here at Stafford. He'll take down the win. Finishing in 2nd, Ryan Priest. Ronnie Williams to finish in 3rd. Marcello Rafano to finish in 4th. Matty Galco for 5. Anthony Nocella for 6. Eric Goodale for 7.
Chase Dowling becomes the 9th different winner in open modified competition here at Stafford. Dowling picking up the race win, his first in the Tour Type modified competition here at the Stafford Motor Speedway. Does it in front of a great Friday night crowd. And he'll stop at the start-finish line. Ryan Priest pulls up alongside to congratulate. I think we'll hear from the top 3 here in just a moment, including Ronnie Williams, who finished in 3rd. Again, a big thank you to everybody for coming out this evening. We're just getting started. A big day tomorrow, thetickmike.com. SK Modified All-Star Showdown and the debut of the Camping World SRX Series. Here's Chase Dowling through the fence. I think I know who he's coming to find. Through the grandstands for Chase. Coming to find Ben, car owner. And the hug. Pretty cool moment here in the grandstands. Ben Todd, who's in his 48th, 49th season of announcing here at the Stafford Motor Speedway. Ownership of that car. Ben will make his way down the victory lane, as will Chase through the fans down on the walkway. Pretty cool moment. We will also hear from Ryan Priest in second. This is the first of 4 races for Ryan. He'll be at Oswego for the modified tour race, the NASCAR tour race tomorrow. In 2 nights, he goes to the Texas Motor Speedway where he'll run in the NASCAR All-Star Open. Then we'll run at Thompson next Wednesday. Ronnie Williams, a solid run here tonight after an early pit stop, finishing in the 3rd spot here this evening. Ben and crew making their way across the infield. Chase back in his car. Celebratory burnout here on the front stretch. And Chase Dowling will head to Napa Victory Lane. And we'll hear with our race winner. Matt Buckler is down there. John Gates also here from some of the other podium finishers. Pretty cool moment down there, Matt Buckler. You're there to observe it.
And a very exuberant Chase Dowling. He's won big races before, but he is psyched up as he gets ready to vacate the car. And the first thing he does is grab a Twisted Tea. So he is double-fisted in the tea department. The winner, Chase Dowling. It's better than milk that they give at Indy, the Twisted Tea. And a little heartwarming moment here with his girlfriend. Chase, second half of the race. What adjustment did you make to make the car so good?
Just don't overthink it. We had a really good car, and that's the first time I kind of charged through the field and told myself to stop and not burn it down, and I kind of did that. You know, there's nothing to go to the front, burn everything up, and make everyone else change their stuff. So, you know, I just stayed really patient. I knew we were really, really good. Just needed to come down and get tires. I figured Baldwin and stuff was going to swap lefts. I knew at 16 to go. I told the guys to put some air pressure in the right rear and let her go. So the crew won me that race. These guys have been with me for a long, long time. I can't thank them enough. But what an awesome car. What an awesome way to end the night.
And almost an exact opposite of the first race here when you led early and fell off late. Today it was just a 180-degree turn.
Yeah, that's right. I can't do it without these guys. Ben Dodge, you know, is really my best friend. I can't do it without him. He owns this car. SNS Asphalt Paving. It's cool all these guys are here. Richard's Corp is down here. Billy the Kid for the power. I'm going to miss something. SKM, Waddell, Duraflex, Tommy from TAS Construction, Sunoco Race Fuels. Oh, my God, I got so many people. Spectro for the oil, Kerrigan Heating and Air Conditioning, Wicked Power Sports. I mean, all these guys are local and around here, so I can't do it without any of them.
What a virtuoso performance tonight for this driver, dominating the Twisted Tea 80, Chase Dowling. Now let's go to John.
I'll tell you what, Ryan Priest got his youngest fan here at Stafford, man, getting some pictures in. The number 6 car was absolutely flying tonight, Ryan. What a heartbreaker, man. You go into the pits, and I believe you came out last.
Man, you're good at counting there, huh? But, yeah, that sucks. It does, doesn't it? But you know what? I hope the fans enjoyed it. Wish we could have had a caution there the last 5 laps after gaining some track position. Thank you to Eddie Partridge and Connie Partridge, my owners. Call before you dig 811. wish we could have won it for him, but we had a fast race car. That's one of the first times I can say with this car I've just been really fighting it. So thanks to Sean Waddell for spotting, Art Racing Electronics, FK Rod Ends, Fergola Performance Systems, Hypercoil, Brandon Ernest Performance, Hunt Brothers Pizza, Morton Buildings. Everybody at KHI Management, they really helped me out. Falmouth Ready Mix, man, I'm sure there's a lot more that I could go and list, but thanks to everybody that helps make it possible.
Well, you put on a good show for the fans. Thank you. Ryan Priest on number 6. He goes second in tonight's main event for the Open Modifieds 80 laps.
Finishing in third tonight, Ronnie Williams in car number 50. You had some unique strategy tonight. Maybe you can explain it.
I didn't have a unique strategy. I just have a badass pit crew, so that was awesome. I mean, we came in, I think, around 12th, and they killed it. They absolutely killed it. We came out first, and that's probably the only reason why I'm sitting here in third. But wish we had something for them, but now we know for next time.
With about 15 laps to go, did you think you had a chance?
Yeah, I thought so. I was surprised he took the outside on that restart, but we'll come back stronger next time. We know what we need to do, so we'll see.
Okay, and who's going to do it for you? Who would you like to thank that helped you get to third place tonight?
Yeah, I got to thank Power Financial, West Auto Center, All Town Sanitation Recycling, Central Machine, Pettit for the awesome horsepower, and all the guys. Like I said, the pit crew was amazing tonight, so hopefully we can go win one for them next time.
Okay, that's the story here from Napa Victory Lane and Twisted Tea Victory Lane as Chase Dowling has won the Twisted Tea 80.
Great race tonight for the Tour Type Modifieds, the Twisted Tea Open 80. Wrapping up a busy night of competition, but just the beginning of a busy weekend. The main grandstand gates open tomorrow at